So, good afternoon, or good evening, and I'm away from the world. Welcome to our qualifying session here, starting Q1 at Australia. So, right on board now with the AlphaTauri of Rob Mash. We had a decent weekend last week until a collision late in the race brought his race to an end. He didn't finish the race last weekend at Saudi Arabia. Looking at last weekend's results in Saudi Arabia, however, we had Focus as our leader, who absolutely could have lead. We had the McLarens performing quite well, but obviously we only have one today with us, unfortunately. We have the Aston Martin performing quite well, starting from P17 and P20, and up to P11 and P7, so it's pretty impressive. And it's just good to see a little bit more of a neutral track now, nothing as wild as Jeddah, the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Obviously what can people actually do on your pace around the track. Obviously this track is being modified now in real life, so we've got a slightly different layout than what we used to. Yeah. Voice is low. Good to know before we start anything too serious. Let me try and sort that out for you. Give me one moment. Test. Testing. Test. Okay, stream, so if you want to try and give us a little microphone check, that'd be brilliant, thank you very much. Just let me know if the quality is anything better for you. Like I said, we're going to continue on with the onboard footage for the meantime. Nothing really fancy from the guys, it's just Q1. We're trying to see who's going through into the second qualifying session. Going to be on board with Rob Mack at the minute. As previously said, he had a strong session last weekend until he upset late into the race towards the end of the Jeddah Grand Prix. I'm not sure how many laps this race is, but it's 50% of the full length Grand Prix. After the race this morning, wherever you're from the world, was won by Charles Leclerc. Very strong performance for himself. This circuit was first raced in 1996. The win was taken by Michael Schumacher. It's 58 laps. 28 laps we're going to go for today. Fastest lap was set by Charles Leclerc in today's race, a 1:20.26, but obviously that is with the track modifications and a bit of a faster layout, so it's not a full representation of what's happened, or the pace, shall we say. I'm on board with Chocolate Man as he goes for his first lap. Last weekend qualifying P17, not where he'd want to be. Chocolate Man's quite a determined driver, he likes to push himself, so we'll see where he can finish. We'll hop on board with the telemetry so we can see what he's doing. As we head down towards the turn 6 there. 6 and 7 obviously modified now into a very fast sweeping corner in real life. That's taken a lot faster. We've seen Checo Perez today taking on Lewis Hamilton twice at that sector. It's good overtaking zone. This chicane now approaching. We've seen Perez again around the outside of Lewis Hamilton today. Beautiful overtake into turn 11 through fast sweeping to turn 12. I've seen Carlos Sainz beach on the outside there and go out in lap 1. Should be the start of the safety cars. Down towards turn 13 we go, now improvised into a heavy braking zone to improve overtaking. We didn't see much action there today. Into 14, round towards the penultimate corner into 15. Heavy braking, slowest corner on the track. And round turn 16 the final corner. We get a good exit. And down towards the start finish straight. After that, so we're going to head on to these. This is actually his time lapse, sorry, my bad. Down to turn 1, down into 4th gear,
Some drivers take it a bit higher into 5th. The RS zone 1 of 3 around this track. Well, 1 of 2 now. Oh, it is 1 of 3, sorry, my apologies. Down towards turn 2, turn 3. Round into turn 4. Careful on the curb and the exit. I've seen Sebastian Vettel also in the Aston Martin today lose it there, so gotta be careful. Okay, that's the telemetry for you, as requested by one of our viewers. You can see he's now live. Heading down in towards turn 9 into turn 10, down towards the flash chicane. We've got the Red Bull pulling over the side there. Get a perfect entrance through here. Down towards the last sector now we go, round 14, towards 15, braking heavy into 16. Round the final corner we go, down towards that finish straight. What can he do lap time wise? It's only P7, it's out, it's safe enough for now, but we've still got a lot of cars set to set the lap time, so it could be close towards the end. I recommend another lap for him. I'm board with Sacha, the Haas driver. Had a strong weekend last week until a few technical issues impeded his run. So down into towards turn 3, round. Ooh, took a little bit too much to go the exit and he's disqualified. Lucky. We're going to switch back then on board with Nate Smith. He's a new driver this weekend as he starts his lap. Let's see what he can do. He's got something to prove. That was turn 1, very fast sweeping through there. He's overshot that one a little bit, but he still kept it on track. First the RS zone for 3. Down towards turn 3 we go though. Heavy braking into 3rd. Taking 2nd there. The extra rotation into 3rd. Down towards turn 5. Very fast sweeping corner, but again could be lost with the loss of grip on the curb. In towards the out turn 6. Round turn 8, long sweeping turn, not much, you know, it's practically straight for the modern F1 cars, it doesn't put much load in the cars. As we see, Kiwi set the fastest lap of 1:22.2, which matches Charles Leclerc's 1:22.2. Obviously that was in race trim today. Round the fastest, we've got a purple sector 2 from Naismith, so he's proven to be very fast in that Mercedes. If you jump onto the off-board camera, very strong through that section. Round into the penultimate corner. And there we go. Round to the start finish straight. DRS wing wide open. We can see that there from the off-board camera. Over the line. It's P5. Strong lap. Still plenty of room to improve, but he'd be pleased with that. That should put him comfortably through into Q2. So we're going to hop on board now with Milan Masso, who had a beautiful race last weekend until again some more technical troubles. We'll hop on board and we'll finish lap with Craig. He was a strong driver last week. Let's see where he can finish. He's climbed to P12, but that might not be good enough. If he's got time, he needs to go again. We're on board with Milan now as he goes down towards turn 3. Let's see what he can do. Round the fast corner of turn 4 into turn 6. Oh, he's lost it. Oh, that could be some trouble for the cars coming behind. We've got a fast approach in Alpine, and not a lot of smoke in the track. That's a caution. That could be a red flag in the other way. But we'll continue. We'll continue. The Alpine, it's not been impeded there. That's lucky. Unlucky there for the Aston Martin driver. He's performed well on that lap so far. It's a shame. As we're on board with the Alpine here, very strong from the driver here, Rafael, something like that. Number 21 driver. As we round turn 13. Sorry, 14. My apologies. Into 15. Heavy braking, slow speed of the tracks, down to 50 miles per hour through there. second gear to get a rotation around the final corner. DRS wing wide open, down towards the line we go. You see that rear wing's wide open there. That's not improved, it's only P10. That could be cutting it close. We're going to hop aboard with Chocolate Man again though for now. As we see him on an outlap from the pits. This will be his final run, I imagine, or second to last run. He might have put a bit of extra fuel in just to get the last lap if things don't go to plan. But it will eat these tyres. Tyres don't matter for Q1, but for Q2 the fastest time set on the tyres will be used as your race tyres. So if you set the fastest lap in Q2 on the mediums, you'll start on the mediums, and for the softs you'll start on the softs. So Q2 really plays in the strategy's hands as well. So as a race is 50% long, there's 28 laps here, there's a lot to go for. But again, you've got to remind that, you know, the race is quite a fast track. Could be safety cars, could be possibility for first lap collisions, things like that. So starting the soft sometimes is better. As we see Craig off to the side there, it's unfortunate for the driver, and that will mean he is out of Q1. So far out of Q1 we've got Foxconn Rogue, Milan, Not Wild and Craig. As we ride on board with Chocolate Man now, who looks to be safe considering 4 out of the 5 disqualified cars are left the session. So I think now everyone who's above is through and are now wasting fuel and tyres. But we'll ride on board with Chocolate Man. Oh, that's close and he's invalidated. That's unfortunate, that's really unfortunate. We'll come on board with the Haas in front now. Very wise choice from the drivers in front not to come back out now. There's no need, it's just I mean, unless you've not practiced too much, getting some practice at Q1, but there's not much need at the moment. Everyone is through now safely. Well, Wild is still yet to set a lap time, which is a bit questionable. I'm not sure what he's really doing. Board with Rafael, why not? As we run out the corner here. In fact, I'll head back down to the Haas that we were on board with. I think he's just trying to set a nice personal best. So we round the final corner, there's going to be a 1:24.1. That's quite slow, but it's still improved by 6/10 of a second. So you'd be happy with the improvements he's seen here, but nothing's going to change here now going into the Q2 session. So as we approach the end of the session now, we've got a few more drivers coming out on lap flaps just to do one more run. I'm not sure Powerhouse will make it to the flag though. He's got 40 seconds to complete 75% of the Grand Prix track. That's going to be quite a challenging one for him to do. It looks like he's struggling as well for traction or something. He might have been off track coming out of the pits. It is quite common that cars can go straight on at turn 1 because of the cold tyres when coming out of the pits. That brings an end to our session now, as we just see Snowy Nevada and Rafael just bringing their laps towards the end. So you see Rafael is currently sat in P2 as he goes into the pit to report his lap. And we've got Snowy Nevada, who had a very, very strong week last weekend until a very unfortunate collision for himself. It was not his fault, it was collected by someone else. And he's trying to make up for it this weekend, I'm sure. You can see the speed the cars take through these corners, the modern F1 cars. It's incredible, really, what a machine can do. It's suddenly got an engine and 4 tyres, similar to a road car, but you know, it can be engineered to precision and can do so much more than just a normal road car. You could never imagine a road car doing things that these Formula 1 cars do. You can see they're going up the line, he's doing 12,000 RPM, doing 160, 170 mile an hour. It's incredible. But yeah, That's the end of session 1, and we shall head into Q2 with the drivers disqualified being... So, going out in Q1, we have Craig, not Wilds, Milan and Foxconn Rogue. Interesting to see Bob Max setting time on a medium, wasting a set of medium tyres. You might not see them as valuable as other drivers, but the suggested strategy around here is a medium hard. So we'll see what happens going into Q2. Stick with us and we'll see what happens. So welcome back with us now as we approach into Q2. We're going to see some action from the Mercedes garage already, so there's no delay there from the Mercedes crew. Getting their drivers straight out into the track. Not sure who that is, whether it's Naismith or Epic Boy. Both Mercedes are straight out, so that's very good to see by them. Very good to see. Epic Boy out first. Let's see what he can do. So he's strapped on the set of soft tyres. So for this session we'll stick on what tyres people are running, just so we can see the tyre set for those starting. So we're going to ride on board with Epic Boy. She's out lap at the moment, so take a second to yourselves. It's crucial, obviously, even on an out lap, just to take it quite steady. But drivers still want to push, get the tyres nice and warm. Got to get the tyres into an operating window where they're just hot enough. If we hop on board with the driver, we can see on his dashboard down there his tyre temperatures in the bottom right of the steering wheel. The front left tyre now is 100 degrees. It's, you know, it's incredibly hot. 100 degrees. You know, your water bottles at 100 degrees, and that tyres are just eating away at the surface of the track. The asphalt will eat away the tyres, especially with Melbourne Grand Prix being a temporary circuit. This asphalt's laid new, you know, every year, so it can really, very rough asphalt, very new asphalt can wear away these tyres quite soon. But we're right aboard with Epic Boy now, and he's starting his lap in Q2. And then down towards turn 3. Looks okay so far. Carrying the speed through the second gear for the extra rotation, up to third, holding third through turn 4. Down towards turn 5, fast sweeping corner, up to 6th gear, up to 7th, climbing through the speed, climbing through the gears, 180 mph into the braking zone. Down to third for rotation, up to 4, short shifting, round turn 6 and 7, round turn 8, a long sweeping turn. We've got a track, there we go, round turn 9 and 10 we go, and down toward the fast flying chicane of turn 11 and 12, fast flick left and right. Catch soon the best driver in the world, including Kevin Magnussen today and Carlos Sainz. We've seen beach it in that corner. Kergel sector 2, as expected, considering he's the first driver out on track. Down towards turn 13 we go, carrying plenty of speed through there, up into 6th gear, down into 5th, carrying the speed around towards turn 15, heavy braking, slowest corner track, 50 mph hit there, steady on the throttle on the way out, trying to carry it too wide and left to pull out the throttle and crucially kill that time, around turn 16 towards the starting line. Fastest lap of 122.9, that is nowhere near as fast as what we set in Q1. We have 122.2, so there's still plenty to play for in Q2. I believe we have a driver out on track who's stuck. I believe we do. I'm board with Chocolate Man to see what's going on here. Okay, the track's been moved, but we will hop on board with Chocolate Man. We followed him throughout the duration of the session. So we can see here, as I was saying before, about the tyres and people running, so it's going to be the race tyre. There's a lot of people here now in Q2 that start to use the mediums, so obviously they're going to run an alternate race strategy. We're going to just keep on board with him now, so it's a bit of a steady run. He's not going too fast at the moment. It could be his outlaw. But yeah, still massively off the pace for the cars behind, so there's plenty of improvement here. But we'll have on board with the McLaren here. So he comes to set his first lap, with number 66 McLaren of Kiwi. Round final corner, plenty of tyre skid through there, that's incredible to see. The rear wing's wide open, down to the start finish straight. In towards turn 1 we go on board now, we'll switch to the onboard camera. Round turn 1, got to be very careful not to impede the lap there. Very fast, rear wing's wide open as we hop onto the off-board camera. Heavy braking into turn 3 here, heavy braking. Get the extra rotation from the lower gear shift. See the car, the brake disc absolutely glowing hot there. Upwards of 600 degrees constantly throughout a lap time. The air rapidly gusting through the brakes, trying to cool them through the air ducts. Round turn 8 we go. Fast sliding corner, we're on board with the McLaren still. In towards turn 9, heavy braking. Onto third, 70 miles per hour. Climbing through the gears out of turn 10, down towards turn 11 we go, the fast chicane. Bit square in the exit there. It's terrifying to see when a car shakes like that. The ribbon's wide open down towards 10-13. Into 14. We've got a purple sector 1, purple sector 2. What can he do around the final sector? That's a bit slow out of there. Hey, that will cost him that time. It could be still fastest for the first and second sector, but I don't expect this to be anything blistering. It's not improved. Into turn 1 we go. This is going to be eating these mediums away. That's a very wise choice from the back off there. So you'll be starting on mediums that are upwards of 15% worn. But we'll hop on board with the Red Bull now, Joker. Joker heads down towards turn 2, so the tyres are 2 laps old now, so they'll be upwards of 10% worn already. And we've not even started the race yet, he's not even finished his final lap. So we'll head around and towards turn 4. And he's pulled over as well. Got the faster coming car of full way to go through. So we will hop on board with full way, then we'll carry on flat routes considering we've already seen it start. So crucially here already, we've got apologies for the message coming through there, we've got Kiwi who's in P2, that's his fastest lap so far. He's on mediums that are 3 laps old, so 3 lap old tyres starting a Grand Prix, they're going to be fairly worn already. The carcass will be stripped off them at least, and it's going to be slow off the line compared to the soft runners, the fresh soft. Down towards turn 14, 13, 14 section, round 14 into 15 now. He's currently sat in a position that will disqualify him from the session, but I believe full way will exit this position now. He holds 4th very strangely. He wants to pin that throttle to the floor. Opens up the gears now and he starts to accelerate 190 miles per hour, 195, 196 mile an hour we hit there going into braking on turn 1. He's currently sat P3 and that is a beautiful lap time to fly full way. So we're struggling with the Haas boys today. So we'll have on board with the primary Haas at the moment. Mason, as he rounds turn 14 into 15 here. I believe this is his flying lap. If not, it's his out lap, and we'll follow it for his next lap time. So as he rounds out the corner, very close there. He's disqualified his lap, if that was his lap time, he's disqualified, but it's not a blistering lap of 125.4 that I'd only put in P8 in a minute, so it's nothing to write home about. We'll follow him on board with this lap, but actually he's disqualified, so we'll hop on board with his teammate Satcher. As the other car hops out, P14, so the Haas boys are now struggling. They are in a very dangerous position. So we'll hop back on board with the Haas drivers. This is now brewing up to be a pretty brilliant session now. It makes things very interesting. Last weekend I've seen Satch qualify P10, again struggling, which we didn't expect to see in the other Haas driver come pole, but he's had to retire from the league. We just need to take one technical break for a moment. It's low fuel for the Haas. The Haas boys are really struggling. They have to go over here now on some soft tyres, I imagine, to get themselves out, which isn't what they want to do for strategy. After Q2 here, so it's good to see the battles brewing on track. But once we finish this session, we'll get a driver in just to have a little word with us. Bear with me for one moment. It'd be good to get a word from the drivers, see what their opinion is out on track. So we're on board with the Haas driver Satcher. Disappointed if he doesn't go out of Q2 here. You can see a yellow flag on the start finish straight, that's not good to see. I hope whatever that is cleared very quickly so we can continue with this session. Purple sector 2 from Satcher, that's much better. He's got to be careful now not to disqualify himself. He will have time for one more lap as his teammate is going slow ahead. I think he might try and nick some DRS off him, if not he's going to be struggling. Yeah, so as expected, the Haas boys are now strapped on the soft tyres. And you see Powerhouse get disqualified from the session for driving the wrong way. So that will not help his race, because he now will be out if Satcher can do anything about it. So he goes down to the start finish straight, climbs through the gears, onto the grass. P2! Brilliant race so far, well, brilliant qualifying session so far, my apologies. We've got 40 seconds left in the session. There's going to be a close run out between, well, we'll have a word with the other Haas driver who's trying his best to try and get out of the qualifying session here. He's currently sat in P13. Can we have an upset here for one of the Ferrari drivers of Pistic, I believe his name is? Could he be going out? For the final corner we go with the Mason of the Haas F1 team. What can he do? It's good enough for Peter, and that knocks the Ferrari out. I believe he was a bit complacent just sitting in the pits, and it's cost him. It's cost him. That's a shame, that's a really big shame actually. That is, he wouldn't have liked to see that. So, going out in Q2, we have the following. We have Powerhouse, Rafale, Rob Mack and Piestic. We have the starting tyres now for the top 10. We have Epiboy starting on softs, Satch starting on softs, Kiwi on mediums, Fullway on mediums, Joker on softs, Churchy on softs, Chocolate Man on softs, Naismith on mediums, Mason on softs, and Snowy Nevada on softs. It's good to see some mix in the top 10. Good to see this weekend actually is Churchy Brighton and Chocolate Man up there. Up with the big boys at the top of the field where they respectively should be. A bit of an unfortunate weekend last weekend for both of them. The Williams driver at Churchy was struggling, and Chocolate Man was definitely struggling in Aston Martin, but he managed to climb up the field, starting from P17, finishing P7 I believe. Good race weekend from him. He kept out of trouble and didn't get caught up in any of the messing about for the drivers in front. As we just see the final cars now coming into the pits, we're going to have a possible investigation of Mason. That's twice he's been in low fuel mode out on the track. That is a punishable offence in Formula 1, so that will be looked into following this session. So what are we waiting on here? Just, there we go. So that's done as we ran through before. So we've got Snowy Nevada out, we've got Piastek out, Rob Mack out, Rafale out, and Powerhouse out in Q2. On to Q3 we go. Let's see who can get pole. Can they match Charles Leclerc's 122.2? Or will someone else set a new fastest lap? So as we head into Q3 now, we've got a 12-minute session ahead of our drivers. A battle for the pole. It's going to be about 2 to 3 laps for the drivers now. It's going to be a straight battle. Everyone's going to be on soft. It's going to be low fuel as possible, and the car's going to be nice and trim, ready for this session. We're going to follow Churchy Brighton for a change around this start of this session. Not seen him on board from himself today, so we're going to see what he can do. Churchy can be a quick driver when he picks up the pace and tries to give his all, but he tends to keep his nose out of trouble for the majority of the races and sometimes doesn't reflect his true pace, but qualifying sessions give him a chance to put his foot to the floor and show what he can really do around the one-shot track. So we'll just wait for him to finish his outlap and then we'll jump on board with him and we'll see what he can do. Around the final corner with Churchy now, we'll hop back on board. We'll display his telemetry and lap time data. We're going to see him climbing through 196 miles per hour, heavy braking down to 4th gear, clipping the inside apex, round towards turn 3 now, rear wing opens, we have onto the off-board camera now, we can see that wide open in the car. Heavy braking in towards turn 3, round turn 3 to turn 4. Careful on the exit, don't get too green in the throttle. We've seen Sebastian Vettel there again today, loses front wing in the race and disqualified. See him climb around turn into 6 and 7. And he's disqualified, so unlucky for him, he'll be disappointed with that. That's not what he'd be looking for. On board with Chocolate Man now, see what he can do. Not usually the fastest racer over one lap, but can definitely make stuff out of the race. But we'll see if he can have proven wrong today. Already disqualified in his first lap, that's not good to see. He's got 2.2. Well, apologies. We've got 2.2 laps of fuel remaining here, so I doubt we have to make another lap if he's fully in engine race trim. In qualifying trim, sorry, for his engine performance. So head on board now with Epic Boy as he comes towards turn 15 with his Satcher go fastest, but obviously it's nowhere near as fast as it could be. Kiwi goes into 122.2, so that's a very fast lap time. That could be a challenge for provisional pole. So Kiwi is currently on provisional pole. So we've got 8 minutes left in the session, so what can people do? Epic Boy sets a purple set of 3, and is now 4 tenths behind Kiwi in P2. So this could be a good challenge in our hands between the McLaren boys and the Mercedes boys. Up on board with the sister Haas as we go for the outlaw. Off-board camera's not working. That's okay. We'll follow him in. Around the chicane of 11 and 12, down towards 13. We'll soon hop on board and do the commentary for Mason. Let's see where he can stick his car. My apologies tonight, by the way, if anyone hears me yawning. I am quite tired. I stayed up this morning for the Australian Grand Prix. I didn't sleep last night, so it's catching up with me now. But we'll hop on board with Mason now, down towards turn 1. So the rear wing's open on the Haas there. Obviously, it's old livery covers, we don't see that anymore. Round turn 2 down towards turn 3, again rear wings wide open for the DRS zone. Heavy braking, just a little bit wide there, might compromise his line through here. Again, that's a poor line, doesn't hit the apex on the inside. That's not going to be a fast lap attempt. Head down towards turn 5 and 6 and 7, my apologies. Around the chicane there, so he's kept it on track. It could be a solid lap time still, 5 minutes to go, people might disqualify. There's probably 2 more laps, drivers out there, 1 or 2 more laps. So it's interesting to see what Mason can do here. Clamps through the gears, down towards 10, 11. 11, 12, left hand flick, and then right hand flick over the curb. It's hard for your corner, you know, drivers will go straight over it. It's down towards 10, 12 we go, 13, my apologies. Down turn 13 into 14, down to 5th gear, holding the throttle. He's just had a little bit on both pedals there, so he's holding the throttle a little bit even though he's on brakes. So he's going to struggle. That's going to cause braking issues later on if he does that in the race. Round 10, 16 we go. Down to a start finish straight. What can he do? It's a 124.1. It's not going to be it's not going to contend for pole, but he might be able to put himself up there in the top 10 midfield pack. As we see Joker now go up to 5th, and we've got both of the Mercedes boys rocking. Oh my god, there's a tyre in the track. That's not good. That might explain why Churchy's out of the session. That means he cannot get any better than P9 in today's session. That's unfortunate for Churchy, as I was saying before. You know, he struggles in the qualifying sessions or sometimes holds back a little bit. He prefers a car with race trim that can help him in the race. He's quite a patient driver. Similar to this man here, we can see on board with Chocolate Man. Chocolate Man is also quite a patient driver in the races. We've seen him climb from all the way from P17 to P7 last race. A stupendous driver around Jeddah. Just kept himself out of trouble and completed the race. Followed his new strategy plan using initiative and got out. Let's see what we can do though as we go over the line. What type of lap time are we looking at? It's a 124.1. Again, I'd be disappointed with that one. Another driver who likes to push himself to the limits. It's not exactly what he can hit. On board with so that's Mason now. That's 3 times now he's had a fuel warning. That's not very good. That's not good at all. So I'll definitely pass that on to the stewards that Mason is going out underfield his cars and he isn't finishing sessions. That's obviously not what we're looking for. So Kiwi, interestingly, is out quite early. So we'll see what he can do. In fact, we'll follow Chocolate Man on board for in a moment. I believe he might pit, but we'll see. Yeah, he's boxing. So we'll follow the McLaren as he's going to look to improve his lap time as we've got full way now at the pits as well. So this will be the final dash towards the line as we go for the fastest times today and see who gets pole. So we'll round the final corner as we hop on board with Kiwi. Going to ride the off-board camera actually for a change during the qualifying session. So we'll switch off the telemetry you can see there. So around turn 2 now, towards turn 3, DRS wide open. You see him all over the track there, but crucially pedal to the metal and very fast. Around turn 3. A little bit sliding exit around turn 4 into the fast corner of turn 5. You see a beautiful camera angle there. The car squirms over around, he's lost it there. That's a disqualification, and that's not what they want. Hopefully he'll have plenty of fuel on board to go for one more lap. Now as he darts towards the line, it's full weight in and out, putting the pressure. That's crucial for the start of this race. However, crucially, out of the last 10 races here, well, out of all his races here actually, Lewis Hamilton has been on pole for all of them. Starting from pole, he's only won twice out of the, I believe it's 8 races that he started at Melbourne, sorry. So, you know, starting from pole might not necessarily be the most powerful thing on this track, as we have the driver on the pole position being on the left-hand side of the track, furthest away from turn 1. It gives the driver the opportunity in P2 to sling it up the inside and possibly make a bit of a mess at turn 1, but it creates overtaking chances starting P2 as it's closest to the first apex, so we might be able to see. So maybe second place might be more beneficial to Kiwi, as we see full way here going 2/10 faster already, so that's closing in on Kiwi. That's a big crash. That's a big crash. That's an unfortunate crash there. That's a massive crash for myself. Wow. That's a rebuild for the Ferrari crew heading into the start of the session. He's just unlucky there, he's lost it. As we see another driver lose it there as well, so we've seen Joker lose it through there as well, so we're going to have to be careful. Session is now over. That is not what we want to see, that is not what we want to see. We've seen Naismith lose the front wing, so what's happened here at the end of the session? Everyone's gone off the track. We're on board with Mason now as he passes the stranded Mercedes of Naismith. Heads down towards turn 13 and into 14 now. Can he improve and go any higher? He's going to take maybe a to qualify his teammate here, but he's going to have to gain a full second. I don't know if he can do that in this one lap. Round turn 15 into 16, onto the throttle nice and early. Pin that throttle to the floor, rear wing wide open down to a start finish straight. What can he do? It's not enough to beat his teammate. That's P7. So we see the top 10 is now formed. We've got Kiwi starting on pole position. We've got full-way P2 Epic Boy and Naismith, the two Mercedes boys, starting P3 and P4 respectively in the second row. We've got Joker and Satcher starting on the third row, P5 and P6 respectively. We've got 7th and 8th of Mason and Chocolate and Church Brighton starting P9 after a disappointing collision. We are going to pass on some information towards the stewards though, so race penalties might be added to Mason's lap times, so starting P7 might not be enough to finish his race and finish where he wants to be. So that's the end of Q3 now. We found our pole sitter of Kiwi for this session, so we'll see what he can do now from pole. So we'll be very proud of that, will Kiwi. So we'll see what can happen now as we head into the next session. We'll be back with you shortly. We're going to take a short break. So, as we head towards the start of this race now, we'll wait for it to form up. There we go. So there to be a formation that first. So, pulling away is Kiwi at the moment. Stick on the so you can see the starting tyres there of the grid. We've got a leader and P2. Starting on the mediums, so that'll be an equal pull away from the line, but we could see Epic Boy get into the mix there. But Rafal starting on mediums despite being all the way back in P13, so that's an alternative strategy, just to see if he can mess anything up. So I imagine he'll be going long in the first stint if there's no issues with safety cars or anything like that. As we see Craig all the way back, he will not like to see that back there. And Schumacher P20, so obviously Schumacher missed the qualifying session, so he's disqualified qualifying, but he'll start from P3 in the grid. He's bolted on a few soft tyres and maybe see what he can do now. front of him he's got a few drivers who are obviously not meant to be where they are meant to be. You see the strategies there, suggested strategies from the race studio. We've got a soft hard or a soft medium soft strategy for today's race. So I think the most likely strategy we see today will be the soft hard. I don't think people are trying to stretch out the soft mediums. The duration, surely not. So yeah, it's either going to be soft medium or soft hard, or maybe a soft medium soft strategy. We reckon a pit stop between lap 10 and lap 12 for the soft runners. Obviously some of these drivers started on the softs that they've used in Q2 sessions, so they might struggle a little bit with a bit extra tyre wear, so they might start a little bit earlier. But we'll see now as we see Schumacher round in my apologies for that. The final corner as he lands up onto the grid. We'll see him coming down the start finish straight. So he'll do a few burnouts for his tyres. As we now see, there we go, to P20 now on the grid filled. As we're going to hop on board with the camera. We're going to look at P2. So we'll get rid of the tyre information for now. There we go. And it's lights out and away we go for the Australian Grand Prix. We see Fullway getting a nice exit there down towards turn 1. They go side by side with the McLaren, and as I said, down the inside, as expected, he's got an advantage. He's gone a bit off track there, that's not very good. That's yellow flags into sector 1. But cars seem to be away with little fault. Actually, we have a big accident back there. Actually, we've got Naismith off track as well as Piastek, so they will not like that start. And you see Kiwi now getting back up the inside of Fullway out of turn 4 into turn 5 now. Still plenty of overtakes to the start of the race. We see Schumacher up 2 positions already. That's good to see from him to the back of the grid. As we see Craig now climbing back down the order. I'm not sure what's happening down there for Craig, but it's not going to be liking. He's gone off track there. He's lost multiple positions. He's now all the way back to P19. On board with the leaders now as they go side by side again. They're getting nice and close to the leaders. It's good to see. We'll hop off with the leaderboard times for now. You see these two battle now through the fast chicane. You can see the bunch up now. All the drivers are clinging on together as we see a small chain start to form now at the start. Apologies for technical difficulty. Grey virtual safety car out of VSC. That means drivers have to reduce their speed by 40%. And into the pits we see a few cars now. We've got Chocolate Man, not Wild, Snowy, and Church Brighton, I believe, into the pits. So that's a different strategy there for them. Obviously you lose less time, approximately 5 seconds less. So a normal pit stop around maybe about 19 seconds. You take about 14 seconds under a VSC, so that's a bit better for drivers. As we see, the front lot are still bunched up, so all the way from P5 to P1 we've got a 2-second gap separating, and that's it. That's not much. That's not much at all. We'll follow on board with the leaders here though, as we see them punching up. We're going to stick on board with Fullways. The VSC has now ended, so it's racing. Behind we see a few moves coming. Rob Mack. I know it's Satcher won't like that, but he's got nothing to do about it. He can't attack, he can't defend here. He's just going to have to follow him through the chicane. See Satcher follow the track here. It's quite dangerous what he's just done there. Pulled out through the chicane. Could cause a bit of trouble. As we see Naismith's race getting even worse. He's lost 12 positions at the moment from P4 all the way down to P12, while his teammates also lost 4 positions from P3 down to P7, so he's not really liking this. we've got a car stopped down the track, so I believe that's Craig, is it not? Yeah, that's Craig going slowly. So that's not good as well. That's twice now he's been off track. That'll probably be looking to the other stewards as well for a bit of dangerousness. But we'll just minimise that for now. As we see the positions change. You see the leaders are very close to each other now, very, very close. I'm going to hop on board actually with the Ferrari at full way. As we see him sizing up a move in the car ahead. Nothing's quite showing yet though. I believe DRS down towards turn 13, DRS down towards turn 1, DRS down towards turn 3. The 3 DRS zones are our biggest overtaking zones, particularly turn 3 is our largest zone for overtaking, I believe. On this very fast sweeping track with minimal sharp corners. He's a little bit wide there by Kiwi, that could capitalise in there. Makes him a little bit vulnerable as Fullway attempts to close up, but Kiwi's just managing it beautifully there with these medium tyres. Both drivers on mediums. Kiwi's managing very well out front, just to manage this gap he's got. Oh no, Schumacher's out, I believe. Let's have a look. Yes, Schumacher's into the wall. Wow. So we see his friend there going past that chocolate man going past Schumacher. That is not good to see. Disappointing. You see Fullway sizing up a move here. But behind Fullway, another beautiful battle brewing for P3. There's a 3-way 4. Wow. Look at this for the chain now behind. We've got Rob Mack. We've got Joker, we've got Satcher. Goes behind, we've got Rafal, and we've got Epic Boy. All these drivers are in a very close proximity together, all pushing for that P3 spot on the grid. Crucially though, none of these drivers have medium tyres on while the leaders do, so the leaders will pull away a bit further. As we have 2 more retirees from the race, we have Powerhouse out, and we have Powerhouse out on the outside of turn 2, and Craig's now out the race. There's 3 qualified people already, and we have a full course safety car. That will spice things up. So I imagine we see the leaders dart to the pits now. Well, I know they might carry on. It's a little bit early to pit for some people, but some have already done it in the virtual safety car. So those that have already pitted will lose out now, because the other drivers ahead of them that they've massively closed up to and pitted will now just pit as well and close the gap. So it's strategy's not got in their favour there. As we don't see Kiwi box, we don't see Fullway box, so the leaders are not boxing. Joker's now boxing, as well as Satcher's close behind on his bumper, looking for an overtake into the pit lane. That's dangerous, but it's allowed. It's a fascinating time for Joker. Satcher's just got the pressure on, causing him to mess up there. You see Epic Boy box. Now he's going for the hard tyres. Crucially, I want to see what tyres the. So we've got Satcher out on the mediums and Joke on the mediums. So I don't know if they'll stretch them to the end. 24 laps to do on them. We've got obviously 3 laps behind the safety car here, so that's only 21 laps to go, but that's still very, very long set of medium tyres. I don't think hard can go that far on this track, so we'll see. But we see the safety car now forming up a queue behind. We've got the chain forming. It's just brilliant to see the sponsors on that McLaren car as well. The work by Zach Brown there just to get all the sponsors on board. You see crucial brands all over the car. Plus the Coca-Cola. You know, you've got Supreme. You've got lots and lots of sponsors plastered on that car now. Dark Track, Dell, DeWalt, you know, all big manufacturers. So if we're sat on board with Kiwi now, he's looking in his rear wing mirrors. What we I mean, thinking back now is what he's going to do with the restart. It's not going to be pleasant seeing his championship, well, not a championship rival, but his race title rival full way behind him. It's not going to be nice to see. He's going to be definitely worrying there towards the start of the restart of the race. Still got another 1 or 2 laps with the safety car, I believe, here. So we'll actually have a look at the championship. So our live championship results at the moment, we have, bear with me, so the driver standings, we have, oh gosh, here we go. So we've got a McLaren, the championship leader at the moment, in 27 points of, I can't pronounce his name, but he's absent from this race weekend. We've got Focus as well, P2, 27 points again, absent from this race weekend. We've got Fullway sat in P3 in the championship with 25 points, and we've got Kiwi on P4 on 23 points. So after today's race with the P1 and P2 in the championship absent, we're going to see one of these two drivers possibly mathematically be the championship leader for the moment, so it's going to be interesting to see. Put Rob Mack behind there, he's coming on 5 championship points. It's not ideal. So here the driver with the most wins now. We've got Fullway winning a race. So Fullway won the first race, I believe, down to Bahrain. Kiwi's in his second pole of the season. Could Fullway be on for his second win of the season? Could we follow a trend here? Crucially, Kiwi getting the fastest lap as well the other day, so that's quite strong. We've got big points to point out. We've got drivers who've got the most penalties as well. So Kiwi has got 1 penalty in his previous races, and well, penalty points his licence. Fullway has none. I'm going to head back on the racing conditions here though now as we head down towards turn 1. Fullway's not going anywhere near enough gap to close up there. Joker's overtaken by Satcher. It didn't last long. Satcher is a very, very powerful driver. And Satcher's given the position back, so fair play to Satcher. Must have been a illegal overtake, so he's obviously took that decision out and his own initiative to give it back. But the stewards don't have to get involved after the race. And Bobby Churchy up to P6 now, getting 3 positions. Very strong race so far by him. Like I said, he's just keeping himself out of trouble, following his own plan, doing his own work, and it's working for him at the moment. The Tin Chocolate Man, another driver, P7, very close behind them. We've got Wilds very close. He dives down the inside there into turn 9, capitalising going out of turn 9. Again, Chocolate Man gives up the position, but very quick to snap back down the throttle and take that position back from Candy from a baby. Round 11-12 we go. As Wild is going to try and close up as fast as he can to back a Chocolate Man. So he does close up here. There you go for the move. Yes, he does. He dives down the inside. Can he make this one stick? Ooh, can he make it stick, or is Chocolate Man going to come back at him? Chocolate Man's pulled out there. Very wide choice in the old wise header, and it's going to cost him here though. Can he lose that position to Milan? Milan dances around the outside. Milan pulls it off. As we see, Little Mossy climbing up now. He's going for the move on Chocolate Man as well. That's a very strange one. As he ooh, Chocolate Man's off the track there. Oh, that's dangerous. Rob Max barges his way through there with Little Mossy. Chocolate Man's now lost 3 positions. He's gone from gaining 1. He's running in P7. He's down all the way now in P11. That's not good for him. He's disappointed with that little run of form there, especially with the cars ahead being on the same set of tyres, if not worse tyres, and he's lost out big positions there. Hop back on board with the race leaders. We see Fullway now closing up. We've got Rafal coming up behind as well. We've got a 3-way battle for the lead here. All the leaders, I believe, yet to pit, so we'll have a little check on the tyre positions. So yes, all 3 leaders on the 7-lap old medium tyres yet to box. I believe Rafal started lower back though, and his tyres will not be used from Q2, so he could be in a run for the race lead here. The leaders, you know, give him a chance to close up. Gonna just see the gap to the leaders. So we've got 1.3 seconds Rafal is from the leader. This could be a storm starting to brew. We've got yet to box in the race. We've got Piastek in P13. We've got the 3 leaders and Rob Mack in P9, and he makes some moves on from Mossy 100. DRS is now enabled by race control. DRS is now enabled by race control. This can now spice up this lead for the race here between Kiwi, Fullway and Rafale. Fullway closes in. We've got Satchard as well in the background there, isn't he? 2.5 seconds off the lead. He's closing in. He's on the medium tyres as well, but it's newer mediums because he's boxed under the safety car as well as Joker. So, you know, these leaders might have messed up here. The tyres are starting to feel the pain of this track and what the tyre can really get underway to it. So you never know. You see Fullway here just sticking to the back bumper of Kiwi, following very well through these fast high speed corners. He's very careful not to force himself into a move, trying to push Kiwi into one. Go round, turn 11, turn 12. Looking behind, we can hardly see the Alpine now. He's been dropped a little bit. 1.5 seconds off the leader. Oh, off the track. We've got Rob Mack out of the race, crucially. Rob Mack on the outside of the fast corner there. You'll see, just lost it through turn 11, turn 12. To cost him. So far we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 retirees in the race. We've got Satcher. It's a full course safety car. Leaders have just missed the pits. Fullway's box, but the leaders of Rafale and Kiwi still yet to box. That could be a big mistake. If they've missed the pit entry, that's a big mistake. That's going to cost them. Let's see what they can do though. Anything's still to play for here. We've seen, you know, issues in the past. This track was last raced in 2019 before today, obviously, so anything can happen. It's been a long time since drivers have been on this track. So could see a mess up in the order. Just be following the safety car here. See what the safety car can do. There's one more lap behind the safety car now, and the safety car will be in. Joker, that's going to cost him. He's got a 5-second time limit. That's 10 seconds now, I believe. He's yet to serve. As we've got Naismith all the way back, 1 minute 20 in the lead. We've got a lot of time to close up in one lap. Here's Joker boxes. Yeah, that's a pretty wide move. Might have lost the front wing there, hit the back of Satcher. Yes, he has. He's going to go for a nose repair. As he waits for his 5-second time penalty and a new nose, he sticks on a fresh set of mediums. Can he catch up to the pack? That's going to cost him big time there, but he might go towards the end now. 19 laps on a fresh set of mediums. What can he do? Who knows? Churchy Brighton, quite under the radar, has got all the way up to P4 now. Let's catch up to P3, so the Mercedes boys have had a terrible start. Fullway dropping down to P6 as well, but I expect to see him dart up through the pack because he's now on the hard tyres. He's definitely going to go into the end now, unless an issue happens. Safety car's not in this lap, safety car's not in this lap, it's going to be next lap, so we've got one more lap. We'll take a small break for a second while we just do that. So we are now back, and we follow with P2 now, as we see the safety car in this lap. Safety cars in this lap. We see Kiwi now leading the race pace as he goes nice and early. Around the final corner we go and down towards the top of the straight. Oh, what's happened there? He's let drivers through. Has he got an issue or? No, he doesn't seem to have an issue. He seems to have a bit of a poor start. I'm not sure what's really happened there. Sactor's got a penalty for going wide again. Track limits. As Joker's dropping down the order and Chocolate Man's off dropping down the order. That's not good to see. On board with Little Moss, if you see him Saz removed for snowy Nevada. Churches the pressure from Wild behind. We're going to head up towards the leaders again now, so we've got Satcher right on board with him as he tries to chase down the leader of Kiwi. Race gets worse and worse now as he boxes from the hard tyres. He's back on the medium, so clearly the hard tyres weren't working for him. It's unfortunate to see as this race is now really behind the other drivers. Disappointing, very disappointing. see Kiwi still in the lead of this race now as we get a little update. He's not really pulled away anywhere. I'm going to have to take a little break to commentate, and apologies, but I will leave the race running in the background so you can watch the